Hey guys, it's Elizabeth WMT and I am coming at you from the office at my house. So ignore my son's desk that is currently got a giant frisbee and my chores to-do list for today and his daddy's coin book. My desk is quite messy too. I have a big thing of watermelon, Snapple, and all my other junk behind me. So today I am finally able to sit down and film a pregnancy update for our little princess. The last video you guys got was a very short gender reveal that I did mainly for my son to tell him whether he was having a baby sister or a baby brother, and I thought it went pretty well, except for everybody in my family decided to talk the whole entire time, so it was like not that great of audio, and it's authentic. It's what really happened. It's life, okay? So I am now 22 weeks pregnant, and on Saturday I will be 23 weeks pregnant with little girl. Now, I have a lot going on, kind of, because I haven't really told you anything about this pregnancy. And the main reason is because of my history with pregnancies. I've been absolutely terrified to get excited and to talk about this because I have had so many losses. So if you didn't know, this is my 5th pregnancy and it will be my 2nd baby. So it's a lot for a 24-year-old, especially one that truly believes the science that life begins at conception. I know that if I had a different belief system, it might have been easier to cope with and get through everything, but I don't, and that's where we are. So I'm 22 weeks pregnant, almost 23 weeks pregnant. I had symptoms from about 8 weeks to about 16 weeks. And those were extreme nausea whenever I would eat anything that wasn't very carb heavy, and it had to be like plain carbs, like mashed potatoes, plain pasta, etc. Just really bland foods is all I could really eat for quite a while, which, as a bigger woman starting out this pregnancy, was not ideal because I'm really trying to keep my weight under control. Because shortly before I got pregnant, my husband and I were on keto and I had just lost 35 pounds. So I'm trying really hard not to gain all of that back because I am a heavier woman. Now, I'm not proud of my weight, but I know I'm growing a human. So I will give you my weight updates at the end. And even though I just look like my normal self, but bloated, I will also show you a stomach photo or clip. But I still don't look pregnant, guys. I still just look chubby as hell. And it's very sad because I know she's in there and I know she's big. She's about the size of a big water bottle in my stomach right now. And I can feel her roll over, which really hurts. And then I can also feel her kick and punch. I don't know which side her head is at, so I can't tell you whether she's kicking or punching. Hopefully I'll find out that in the next couple weeks at the next ultrasound. So she is doing well. She's measuring a day ahead of schedule, which is really normal for my babies. Actually, Nikolai was measuring about 2 weeks ahead of schedule because he was just such a big baby. Such a big baby. And I'll do a birth story for him so you guys kind of can compare and contrast the two different pregnancies. So little Miss Princess here was only letting me eat bland foods in the first trimester mainly, and I was getting really nauseous. And one symptom that I've had the whole entire pregnancy is heartburn, and it feels like my heart is going to palpitate out of my chest and just explode into a fiery inferno. That's how bad the heartburn is. Like it is reaching almost acid reflux kind of situation. I feel like that old man on the new Incredibles movie, Reflux. Yeah, me with little princess. So that's fun. That's been so fun. Not really. But we have little girl's name. We're like 96% sure that this is going to be her name. But we're not going to announce it until she is born to the general populace, just in case we decide to change it. We reserve the right to change our child's name, and that is why I don't like making it public. But my mom is a snoop and has already found out the name and has blabbed to a couple different people that I've caught. I'm pretty sure more than those couple people know. So I told my sister because why not? But it is not a general populace thing right now. But it is a really awesome name, just like our son Nikolai's name. And I will go into depth in his birth story on how we chose his name, as well as in her birth story, how we chose her name. So all the ultrasounds have shown that she's a girl since 17 weeks. I did get genetic testing because my son does have autism. Now, little baby girl has no genetic deformities, and I did not get her gender in the genetic testing because I'm a thicker woman, and they were not able to get gender from my test results as well as all the genetic testing. And I honestly put genetic testing as first priority rather than gender. I could care less what gender she was. I just wanted to know that she was healthy and be prepared if she was not. So that is why I got the gender testing done. The genetic testing done. The gender just would have been a bonus. But as a thicker woman, they didn't have a large enough sample of the baby's blood cells in my blood that they drew out, or whatever they used to do it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with the baby's blood cells mixing with my blood cells because we're sharing the same sources right now. So there's that. They couldn't get enough for her gender. So I went the following week to a sneak peek ultrasound place. And for Mother's Day, I bought myself a gender reveal ultrasound. Went all by myself, snuck off because I wanted to know. I wanted to be able to prepare because I felt like if I didn't know, I couldn't make sure I had everything for this little baby. So she was a girl at 17 weeks, and then I was like, yes, but is she really a girl? Because my cousin was a girl all the way up until the day he was born. Turns out some babies do cross their legs when they're gentlemen in the womb. So I wanted to make sure she was still a girl. So at my 20-week anatomy ultrasound, she's still a girl, but they were not able to get very clear pictures of her anatomy because she kept moving around and rolling completely over, and it just kept on getting blurry pictures. So everything looked normal, but they want to make sure. So I'm going back in at 24 weeks for another anatomy scan to make sure everything is perfectly forming just the way it's supposed to and all of that jazz. So that's going to be in about 2 weeks, and super excited for that. So the next thing I want to talk about is being a thicker woman who is pregnant. I have not gained that much weight, but I am very disappointed in the amount of weight I've gained in such a short amount of time, because I'm trying to pace it out. I know I have to gain some sort of weight. It's just unrealistic if I don't, because I am pregnant, but I really don't want to cause any unnecessary problems to the baby girl or myself being so overweight. And the first time I had a successful pregnancy, I ended up having gestational diabetes, and my son was so large, he was in distress a lot. So we ended up having to do weekly stress tests and multiple times a week stress tests towards the end with him, and he had to end up being induced early because of so many complications. So as many complications as I can personally try to avoid is what I'm trying to do at this point in time. So that's why I'm really trying to pace out how much weight I gain. Now, that being said, on January 31st, when I got my positive pregnancy test, I was 289. I had just lost about 35 pounds. And today, at 22 weeks, 5 days, I am 301. So that's about a 13-pound gain. Now, I didn't gain anything until the second trimester, which I was very proud of myself for. And I think a lot of what I'm gaining right now is water weight, because a lot of my rings aren't fitting and my ankles are swollen. And like, you can see how swollen my fingers are. My ankles are way worse. And it feels like I have swelling in my glands and in my neck. I'm just swelling up everywhere. And I don't know whether that's the heat or the pregnancy, water weight retention. I don't know. A lot of what I feel like I'm gaining is water weight at this point, because yesterday I was 304, today I'm 301, and I've been bouncing back and forth like that. So I'm really sure a lot of this is the swelling and release of swelling with all the water that I've been having to intake for being pregnant. So hopefully I can show you this without knocking over everything in the office, but I'm going to show you my belly. And bear with me, I know it does not look pregnant. It looks exactly like it did 5 months ago. This is the front of my belly. This is where my belly drops all the way down to from all the sagging skin I still have. And it's starting to look round instead of having a giant fat roll there. But as you can tell, not much is happening in the way of looking pregnant. I just look bloated and fat. And that is okay for this phase of life. If I suck it in, I kind of look pregnant, but not really. That is where we're at. So there's that. Catch you guys next time. Bye.